Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Dice, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about traditional pockets. Now, traditional pockets are a pocket made of leather and cross lace. And so cross lace differs from sidewall in that it's a little bit thinner and easier to maneuver, so you can do these interlocks a little easier. So when you're stringing a traditional pocket, you want to use cross lace in the middle and sidewall on the outside. So traditional pockets are kind of something that was very popular when lacrosse first started and first started to get big, but is sort of a dying breed now, and it's harder and harder to find people that are using traditional. The one person that stands out in everyone's mind when you think of someone that uses it is Steele Stanwyck. He uses a pita pocket, but it is sort of a dying art, and there's fewer and fewer people that know how to string a good traditional pocket, and even fewer and fewer that use them. So there's a couple different forms. The normal traditional is a traditional that just has diamonds all the way down, and it comes in a couple different forms: 5 diamond, 6 diamond, 7 diamond, 8 diamond. And what that's referring to is the number of diamonds going down the mesh from the top to bottom. So you can see these diamonds right here, there, and there. That is what they're counting. And so 6 diamond would just have 6 diamonds down the side. What this is a pita pocket, and so instead of having diamonds in the middle, it has a twist, which some people prefer because it creates kind of a center track for the ball to go up. And this is actually what Steele Stanwyck uses, is a pita pocket. And so some of the advantages of a traditional pocket is those who use one will tell you once it's broken in, it's got a really terrific feel to it. It grips the ball unlike a mesh pocket, since the diamonds are so much wider, and it has these outside leathers to sit right on the outside where the ball sits. You can really feel the ball on your stick, and it gives you a much better grip and a much better release, and just a different feeling from using mesh. Another advantage is the mobility of a traditional pocket. They will, when you cradle one-handed, very easily be able to shift down low, and when you go to shoot, shift up very easily. You can create a mesh pocket that can do this, but that'll create a very baggy mesh pocket, and it won't have very good hold, and it won't perform very well. But like I said, with the traditional, you can have a baggy pocket, which will allow the ball to move, but still good hold and release because of the large diamonds and the outside and inside leathers that create a track for the ball. But there are disadvantages, and these are the reasons that a lot of people don't use them these days. They are very difficult to string. A good stringer can string one very quickly, but it's hard to learn and very hard to master. You have to spend a good bit of money on supplies and heads and a good bit of time stringing them before you can really string an effective one that's game ready. Also, maintenance is it's much more difficult than mesh. These interlocks in here will shift. You have to adjust your shooting strings more constantly. The pocket will tend to stretch, and just requires a lot of shifting and maintenance, and much more maintenance than a mesh pocket would. So there are advantages, but there are disadvantages, and I do know some people that play with the traditional. One thing it is good for is face-off guys. Face-off guys really like traditionals because of how easily they pop back in and out. So when you're doing the face-off and then you go to pick the ball up, the pocket will very easily pop right back into position, so you can make a feed or shoot or whatever you have to do. So a lot of face-off guys prefer traditional pockets. So now I'll talk a little bit about how to string a traditional pocket. So first you install the leathers, and there's a couple different methods when it comes to stringing them. One of the more classic traditional methods is to pull the leathers completely tight and flat and wrap around something at the bottom here. String the whole pocket except for the connecting sides, these outsides out here. String the middle, and then loosen all the leathers up, and then fill the leather in once the pocket's already deep. This works, but it takes a lot longer to break in, and you really have to take some time to break it in. The way I like to do it is I string the center track, then put a ball in it with a butter knife across, and then I string the rest of the pocket around that ball. So once I'm done, it's already been formed with the correct depth and the correct shape, and requires a lot less breaking in. So anyway guys, I encourage you to try a traditional pocket and to try stringing one yourself. Give it a couple tries. It's not as hard as you think, and I think you get the hang of it, and they look really cool, they perform really well, and it might end up being something that you really like. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Lacrosse Network for LXM Pro coverage, more string tips, and all kinds of lacrosse highlights. And subscribe to my channel, East Coast Dives, for string tips and tutorials. Have a good one.